Folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. They wanted to change. Trump has done an outstanding job of running the narrative on the news. He has been able to change whatever's up there on breaking news to whatever he wants it on a daily basis. And if they have stooped to this tactic, okay, here's an article from the Washington Examiner this morning. Could the bombs that targeted Democrats win them the midterm elections? Democrats are gearing up to use attempted bomb attacks on frequent objects of President Trump's criticism, including the Clintons and former President Barack Obama, as part of their closing argument less than 2 weeks out of the midterm elections. Although Trump denounced these despicable acts, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer in New York and House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi of California said his words ring hollow until he revises his statements that condone acts of violence. All right, listing his reaction to Charlottesville, praise for congressman who body slammed a reporter, description of media outlets as enemy of the people, and encouragement of fights and raucous campaign rallies as examples of coercing of the public discourse and the incitement of violent political culture. So this is what they're trying to sell this morning, okay? Business Insider, prominent conservative activists, we told you about that early, and talking heads are promoting a conspiracy theory that Democrats sent explosive devices to Clinton, Obama, and Soros. That's from the Business Insider. Many right-wing medias are promoting the conspiracy theories that the Democrats were behind several packages containing explosive devices sent by mail to top Democrats this week. Okay? Prominent conservative voices like Rush Limbaugh, the popular talk radio host, and Candace Owens, a frequent Fox News guest, suggested that leftists were to blame for attempted attacks. Republicans just don't do this kind of thing, Limbaugh said. All right, so many of the right wing, including prominent voices, Rush Limbaugh and Owens, Democrats this week. Limbaugh suggested on his show Wednesday, soon after reports that devices were sent to former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton and former President Barack Obama, as well as CNN's New York office, that the act was committed to fuel support for Democrats 2 weeks before a midterm. It's happening in October, Limbaugh said. There's a reason for this. There is a reason for this. Now, let me just hand up a couple more pictures that I had Sam put out, and I want to go over them. Here is number 31. Okay, Democrats pointing fingers. We all take an oath to support and defend the Constitution and protect the American people, and that is our first responsibility. And number two, the next one, number 32. However, President Trump's words ring hollow until he revises his statement that condone acts of violence. Okay, and here's one I want to get with you. I want to put this one up, number 28, for a reason. Trump campaigns hours after bombs sent to rivals. The media acts as though they don't understand why we don't trust them, okay? All right. remember Trump had a campaign rally, was it in Pennsylvania that night? I can't remember, all right? And there were people in lines. It was either Pennsylvania or Ohio. Was it in Ohio? But there were people already camping out in lines that have drove hours. And remember, Trump was so insensitive, he had a campaign rally right as Hurricane Michael came through Florida. All right. Trump continues. This was a tag on the bottom of the screen at that time. Trump continues with campaign rally as Hurricane Michael devastates the coast. Here you go. Trump campaigns hours after bomb sent to rivals. They're trying to paint the picture that the man's so insensitive with the American people. I want to know how many of you woke up this morning and felt, oh my God, 9/11 all over again, and you're in total fear. They are doing, let me tell you this, okay? Sam, let me tell you what's coming next. Let me look at Zuckerberg's. Let's go to number 26. This is Jeff Zuckerberg, number 26. CNN Jeff Zuckerberg. There's a total and complete lack of understanding at the White House about the seriousness of their continued attacks on the media. The president, and especially the White House press secretary, should understand their words matter. Thus far, they have shown no comprehension of that. Jeff Zuckerberg, president CNN Worldwide. They're blaming everything on Trump, okay? I got one here I want to make sure. And we're going to end with the Georgia governor's race. I don't know if I sent you these. I may not have. Okay, folks, next, they're getting ready to use children, okay? You're going to see a string of commercials online on the internet where children are going to beg you to vote to save their lives, to keep them safe. You're going to see children tell you, please vote to keep my health care. They're going with the children next, okay? Children are going to be used. I watched a commercial this morning where they've already using children, okay? Let me say this. I'll find the commercial tomorrow. This is, it pains me to say this, but it's so true. How many of you watched the St. Jude commercial? Okay? I'll find the commercial tomorrow for you. How many of you watched the St. Jude commercial? And how many of you watched the little guy, he's cute as can be, the little guy say, you know, something from you can help me today and help kids today. And you just get done and you say, oh my God, I got to do what I can to help these children, right? They've done that in a campaign commercial. I'm telling you, they have a little boy in the commercial. He's very cute, and you can tell he has some medical issues he's dealing with. He has some illness, and he asks you to vote to save his health care. Oh yeah, they went and mirrored to me, and they went to the kids and they said, what is really bringing in the money for like St. Jude? And you look at that one commercial, we all know that little boy, okay? Don't tell me you don't know him, all right? And how you can help him today and all the other kids. They've gone that low. They've gone that low. I mean, I know you're thinking, no, I see commercials in my state where they've gone lower than that, but that's about as low as you can go. Let's put up number 20. This is their hope, okay? Number 20 is the governor's race. This is a Marist poll between the 14th and the 18th. This was a poll that was done between the 14th and the 18th. And the Georgia governor's race, 49 Kemp, 47 Abrams, and Ted Metz, 4%. Okay, so Ted Metz, 4%. They're talking about a runoff now in Georgia. That is their talk right now is a possible runoff for the state of Georgia. And Laura Ingraham, media's rock star Democrat Beto, Gilliam, and Abrams about to flame out. They're trying to get, see, there's a lot of news. All right, and I know sometimes sometimes, all right, let me just say this. I know you're going to get angry at me right now, and I hope you stuck around. You say, why don't you start with this? Okay? But let me tell you this. Oh, gosh. I've tried everything to do to tell myself today, leave that one up for a reason. I've done everything I can to tell myself today that no, the Democrats or one of their crazy people inside or one from their mob wouldn't send, now write this down, wouldn't send these bombs to get some things off of the front page. Beto O'Rourke is dropping drastically. But who else do they need to keep on the front page in a positive way? They need to keep Gilliam down there in Florida on the front page in a positive way. So yesterday and the day before yesterday, the news, now this is not the only reason the bombs are out there, okay? If that's the case. But yesterday the news was really taking off in Florida that Gilliam might be in trouble according to the FBI. The news was taking off yesterday and it was getting some traction that Andrew Gillum, or whatever his name is, the mayor of Tallahassee, which Tallahassee and Gillum's close friend that works at the mayor's office there is under FBI investigation, that Gillum has taken the motel expenses. He took motel expenses and he took very expensive tickets to Hamilton on Broadway from an undercover FBI agent, okay? And that's picking up traction. But what do you do to get that off the front page and quiet that down? From, you have bombs surface, okay? Now, 2 days ago, it broke in Georgia that Stacey Abrams burned a state flag. And she's had, let me tell you something, she burned a state flag. She's been caught on tape talking about capitalism. She's tired of hearing about it. Stacey Abrams has been caught on tape talking about illegals and documented and undocumented, helping her win. She has been exposed for the New Georgia Project, and the truth about the voter registration is coming out. That's all been surfacing, and I'm telling you right now, they've been getting it off the front page. So don't, when you get to some of the national guys that have a large audience and some of the things they have to say, don't forget this. Laura Ingraham said, this was published 2 hours ago, media's rock star Democrats Beto, Gilliam, and Abrams about to flame out. The media has anointed the trio of liberal candidates as the new rock stars of the left, but the closer look shows Andrew Gilliam, Stacey Abrams, and Beto O'Rourke can barely provide elevator music. Abrams is a star in the Democrat Party, gushed MSNBC's Chris Hayes discussing the Georgia gubernatorial candidate. Gilliam brings something, he brings something. Gilliam brings something, he brings energy, he brings passion. He's a star raved NBC's News' Chuck Todd, discussing the Tallahassee mayor running for governor of Florida. You're a rock star, you're a rock star, ABC News reporter Paula Ferris told O'Rourke, the Texas Democrat congressman trying to unseat Ted Cruz. No, you really are. You can't go anywhere without getting noticed. But in the final weeks of the campaigning, we are learning more about all three that should give the voters in their retrospect states reason to question nonstop hype. So let's start with Gilliam. Text messages reveal accepted a hotel room, tours, and tickets to a Broadway show, Hamilton, from real estate developers without even disclosing the gifts. The problem was the developers were undercover FBI agents. Okay? All right. Gilliam's Republican opponent, Ron DeSantis, confronted him at their debate asking, hey, where is a simple, hey, did you pay for the Hamilton tickets? All right. Now, let me see if I can get to the next one. I want to get down to the next one. Now let's move on to the governor's race in Georgia, where video footage of gubernatorial candidate Stacey Abrams surfaced showing her and others on the steps of the Georgia Capitol burning the state flag in protest. Abrams sought to explain away the flag torching as a youthful indiscretion inspired by her desire to take on racism. 26 years ago, as a college freshman, I, along with other Georgians, including the governor of Georgia, were deeply disturbed by the radical divisiveness of the emblem that was embedded in the state flag with that Confederate symbol. Okay, so she is now their Super Beto. All right. Then there is Super Beto, the more properly Robert O'Rourke, okay, who has become a Democrat manatee idol, immortalized in Clark Kent-style mural. He skateboards. He once played guitar in some sort of band. He is about to get clobbered. In 1998, when Beto was 26, he was drinking under the influence, struck another car, and attempted to flee the accident. He has since tried to soft pedal the arrest. I did not try to leave the scene of the accident through drunk driving, which I did is a terrible mistake for which there is no excuse or justification or defense. I will not try to provide one, okay? So the arresting officer who wrote in a police report at the time the driver attempted to leave the accident but was stopped by a witness must have been lying. These guys are dropping like they're nosediving, okay? The Democrat blue wave is gone. You've got the guys like Donnie Deutsch on MSNBC, an ad campaign man that wrote the blue wave. They came up, they thought they had a tag word. They can't beat Trump. They can't beat Trump. Trump will stand on the stage, and when he walks away, the people are saying something for days. They can't beat him. They came up with blue wave. Blue wave started to trickle out. It didn't work, okay? Kavanaugh did not work. The attacks did not work. It energized Republicans. Now the Democrats are seeing that where they need to be leading in early voting, Republicans are blowing away the polls with early voting, and it's historical right now what it's looking like. Georgia and everywhere, Republicans are really picking up the pace. They are energized. They're coming out, and they are in total fear that every rock star, they had John Ossoff, every rock star they've ever had come up in the last little bit keeps falling by the wayside because the Democrat Socialist Party, the American people and the people in these states do not want. Watch and see. So it's falling away, and this is what they have to revert to. They have to make an attempt. This is their attempt, my opinion, okay? This is their attempt, my opinion, of the trying to get sympathy. To them, this morning was 9/11. And I think they got a problem, because I don't know if you looked at it as being 9/11. But they're trying to bring the stock market down. They're trying to make sure in the next 7 days that on a daily basis they can do everything they can to give you bad news about Donald Trump, bad news about something in this country. And God, if they could have just got one to detonate, I know that's terrible. So why do the headlines not read today? Why do they not read today, Donald Trump saves Barack Obama's life? I do not know. But thereafter, the President of the United States, they don't realize he has to take responsibility for himself. When will the media step up and take responsibility for them as far as what they've done and the lies they've told the American people? I'm your host, BKP. We're going to take a brief break. Now, don't forget, we talked about this earlier. October is bullying. How do I say? I got to get it right so I can read it. National Bullying Prevention Month is October. Okay, and we have a special segment. We have a special segment with Dr. David Markwell, and Dr. David Markwell is from the Ridgeline Counseling in McKaysville. We have a special segment with him today, and so we're going to take a brief break, and we're going to come back and talk to Dr. David Markwell. Take us to breaks.